Well, I finally got my Pioneer SX980 back from the shop. It hadn't been gone all that long. It was giving me some static, and I didn't like that. It was mainly on the left channel, and so there's a guy here locally that works on these, and I sent it off to him and took it over to him, and he worked on it, and I have not plugged it in yet, or as far as the speakers, because I wanted to do a real quick comparison. While this one was gone, I pulled out its baby brother. This is the Pioneer SX780. There's some smaller ones. I think there's one right in the middle, but this happens to be the one that I have. And before I put it back up, or there's a chance I may end up selling it. I hate to see these things just sit around. That's rarely a good thing for them. I thought I'd do a quick review. I'll play a little bit of music. I still have the 780 hooked up, and it's hooked up to some Sansui speakers that are about the same era, and sounds pretty good. My office is not real big. You can definitely rattle the books on the bookshelves and everything else in here. But just let me give you some dimensions of these things real quick. You can look up all the specs. I've kind of printed off a little spec sheet here that you can find in the owner's manual or on any number of websites. The 980 puts out 80 watts per channel at 8 ohms, and the 780 puts out about 45 watts per channel. And from what I was reading, the 780 is supposedly underrated, and I'm not sure about the 980. They both put out more sound than what I really ought to play in here. They're really amazing. The 780, when it was new, 78 through 80 is when it was made. It cost $325, and the 980 when it was new was somewhere between $600 and $650. I'm sure that fluctuated depending on where you were shopping and all of that. They are both heavy machines. The 980 weighs in at a whopping 41.5 pounds. It's a beast. If you're going to pick this thing up and move it, you better be ready and use some correct lifting procedures. And the 780, it weighs in at about 25 pounds, 24.7 pounds, give or take. Both of them have the silver face plates from the 70s. The one thing, the 980 and the 780, they both have a similar stereo. I think it's the 950 and the 750, and if I remember correctly, the main differences, I mean, there were some build differences. People say the 950 was built a little bit better. I've never owned one. I've just seen images of them. But both of the series that end in 50, instead of having the black meters, they would have white meters, and so it would just be a different look. They look pretty sharp. If I found one, I'm reasonably priced, I might be tempted to snag that. They're beautiful, beautiful machines. Well laid out. Just very, very nice. They are big. You can kind of see, let me see if I can get over on this side, the differences. I'll show the back here in just a moment, but as far as the length of these things go, the 980 is, oops, probably just drove somebody crazy. It is 20 3/4 inches wide. It is about 16.5 inches deep. The knobs stick out a little bit, and then height is just under 7 inches, and so it's a big machine. The 780 is 19 inches wide by about 13 8.5, and I did not include the antenna on either one, so you need to add a couple inches on that. And then it is also about 6 inches tall, and so that the dimensions, you know, obviously the 980 is quite a bit bigger and definitely weighs more. And so if you're going to set this up in some kind of a rack or something like that, you need to make sure you've got plenty of space for it. And so let me go ahead and show you the back of the 980, since it's just kind of right here. Lots of input. You've got 2 phono inputs and auxiliary. I've got a Technics SL 1200 Mark II that I play in this, and then in the auxiliary I usually hook up. I've got an old iPod that I hook up, but I'm thinking about buying one of those Bluetooth receivers, and that should go in the auxiliary. Tape 1, playback, record. Tape 2, same thing. And then you've got plenty of room for 2 banks of speakers, left and right. Just a nice setup on the back. So let me walk over here. Like I said, or I don't know if I said it or not, the 780 is hooked up right now, and I've got it hooked up to a CD player right now, and I believe I was listening to Beethoven last. Audio quality in here is not going to be great. It's on the internet anyway, but here, let me just do this real quick so you can kind of hear it. That's enough. That'll probably get flagged for something anyway. I may have to delete that, but anyway, these are beautiful devices. Let me go ahead and power this one down, and I'll flip it around as best as I can. Set this camera down real quick, and I'm going to go ahead and take out my speaker wires, and then I can show you this better. I've got a CD player and a cassette deck hooked up to it right now, and then I also have an 8-track tape player over there that I'll play from time to time, just because I can, I guess. But let me go ahead and show you the back of this thing, if I can get it to focus. So you don't have quite as many inputs. I bought this one obviously used. I was 11 years old when this thing was new. Somebody has put some little tape stickers on there, I suppose. But you've got 1 phono input, 1 auxiliary on this one, 2 tape inputs, and then the same speakers, and then it has the listing of it right there. But these things are just amazing devices. And so I just wanted to give you a quick little video showing you the difference of these 2 machines. If you're interested, I'm gonna set the 780 on top of the 980, just so that we can get a little bit more of a feel for the size of that. So bear with me for one moment as I unplug a few things. Go ahead and unplug this thing. Alright, now you can kind of see them one on top of the other. See the side dimensions. not all that much larger, but almost double the weight. They're beautiful machines. Well, I hope you enjoy this. I will at some point probably do a couple of more comparison videos. I have a Technics stereo receiver that was from my high school days, that it was my favorite until I picked up these, and it's just hard to even compare. But I may put together a video. So if you like this content, I guess you could like and subscribe. I kind of do reviews or on whatever kind of interests me, and then also show the work that I do on various automobiles. And so like and subscribe, and hopefully there'll be some more content show up pretty soon.